Valley Club. Lots of legendaries in the game, but which ones are still worth chasing? We're gonna rank them in this video. We also got the Annihilators and Orchis, both in the game, both great teams. Which should you build first? And Dark Dimension chase continues. What are the best characters to bring in? We're gonna answer the questions in this video for multiple versions of Dark Dimension. And if you're ready for all of that and more, then Valley Club, you know what to do. Find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you are having an excellent day. In this video, we're going to the mailbag to answer your mailbag questions. Normally do this on Monday, but I was feeling a little sick yesterday, so we're answering them today. But before we get to all of your questions, Valley Club, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on the channel. Usually more question and answer videos like this, news videos, reveal videos, everything to help your experience in Marvel Strike Force. But without further ado, let's check out your questions from the mailbag, and it starts. Valley, I'm about finishing Dark Dimension 7. I need a legendary section. I was wondering, which legendaries do I need to upgrade besides Old Man Logan? I was thinking about Black Cat, Green Goblin Classic, Red Hulk, and Black Bolt. Is that good, or would you suggest something else? And this is who I brought into Dark Dimension 7, and to be honest, the rest of these 4 characters didn't matter because most of the kills I had for the enemies were done by Old Man Logan after all these enemies, after all my allies were dead, because he gets that 20% turn meter every time he's attacked. So he got a lot of turn meter, got a lot of kills, gets that revive once. So a lot of kills were done solo by Old Man Logan after the other 4 were dead. So as far as Dark Dimension, bring in Old Man Logan and then whoever you have the gear for. But if we had to rank them, let's take out all of these and let me rank the characters that are still worth bringing up. And I think the top legendary character is Old Man Logan. I think there's no question there. Like I said, especially in Dark Dimension 7 and any of the previous Dark Dimensions you bring him into, he is probably going to carry that legendary section. I think Green Goblin Classic, for his value in both Cosmic Crucible and War, would be the number 2 choice for me. Same thing with Black Cat. So I think those 3 are going to give you a lot of value. Maybe not so much in Dark Dimension because, like I said, Old Man Logan is going to carry that. But after that, you got value in both War and Cosmic Crucible for Black Cat and Green Goblin Classic. After that, I think Red Hulk, I use him in War paired with a Gamma and Apocalypse team. I use him also in Cosmic Crucible paired with Apocalypse to give him more speed. So he does kind of have that secondary life. Doc Ock is great in that Sinister 6 or Superior 6. I'm not sure if I would bring him into a Dark Dimension because of his cost, but as far as the ranking of legendaries, he goes next. After that, we got a few choices. I think I would go Rogue because Rogue, the larger Rogue you have, the harder it is to get through that Extreme X-Men and Cosmic Crucible and War. It was more of a thing a few months ago. The Extreme X-Men is beaten a lot more easily now. So, but I still would put Rogue there because the larger the Rogue, the harder it is to get through that. Black Bolt did get some resurgence with his inclusion on the Illuminati. Don't think that him being a huge Black Bolt is that much of a difference on the team. I think the main thing on that team is Hank Pym and Black Panther Shuri. Black Bolt does add a lot of value from his pings though, so having more health, more stats into Black Bolt is great. Nova, I think, comes in after Black Bolt. I still use him all the time, used him in Cosmic Crucible today, use him in War. Very, very good character. And then Morgan Le Fay comes after Nova. She is still a very good character to use on a Darkhold team, especially Darkhold with Agatha and her rework. That Darkhold is a lot tougher to beat. And then last but not least is Omega Red. I don't use him as much. Like I said, the only reason I brought him into Dark Dimension was because I had a lot of gear, but I still use him from time to time, especially in War, but that is about it. The rest of these characters don't really use. I don't use normal Iron Man. I don't really use Magneto anymore. Nick Fury is out of the meta right now. The rest of these characters don't really matter. Even Infinity Watch is not as annoying as they used to be. So that's why I would rank those legendaries based on where I'm using the game. Obviously, if you're using them a little different, you would rank them up in a different order. But yeah, some of these characters for Dark Dimension, you don't want to bring in just because of the expense, but I think you're going in the good direction there. The other 2 characters after Black Cat and Green Goblin Classic don't really matter. So whoever you have the gear for, that's who I'd bring in. Hey, Valley, hope you had a good time on our coast. It's no Hawaii, but still had an excellent time, my brother. It was a great wedding, great hanging out with the family, and yeah, we had a fun time there. Actual question, I have both Annihilators team and Orchis about to go into teal gear, mostly free to play. The training mats are the bottleneck. Which team should I raise up first? Annihilators are currently at 1 million. Orchis is 900,000, or do I pivot to Night Stalkers? So Night Stalkers right now would not be a great pivot. Now, as me recording this, Blade is in the game. Oath comes out tomorrow. So that 3-piece, I've tried the Night Stalkers, doesn't really work right now. I'm not sure how that 4-piece is gonna work. That 5-piece, once man thing eventually comes to the game should be fine. So I would hold off on the Night Stalkers. I'm not gonna give you a lot of value to that full team is in the game. And traditionally, I've always ranked up arena teams first, then went to the raid teams, and then I've always told people do whatever you want as far as Crucible War, do whatever you enjoy more. So with that definition, I'd probably go Annihilators first, just because you're gonna, that's for arena. And arena is where you get power cores, and power cores are gonna help you in every single game mode of Marvel Strike Force. So I would go with Annihilators first and Orchis second. However, depends on what your alliance is doing. If your alliance needs you to really beat that Orchis section right now in the raids, then you might want to build up Orchis first. If not, start to put everything to Annihilators, build them up, get your arena ranking set, get all those power cores. Also, Mountain Creek is an S-tier venue. Nearby Crystal Springs is even crazier. Yeah, so that was the second time I've been to Mountain Creek. Went there once when we were living in that area. We went ziplining there, and I'd never been there during the winter, though. We were living there for about 3 years, never went skiing there. Crystal Springs is really nice. I actually used to work at the resort that's in between Mountain Creek and Crystal Springs, the Mineral Springs. I did personal training there for a while, and we actually lived in temporary housing there for a little while. So yeah, the Mineral Springs is where I'm more familiar with. They get this crazy pool, crazy gym, train clients there, and in Franklin and in Sparta and all over the place in that area. So it was cool. It's cool to go back there and stuff. But yeah, really, really nice places there. Hey, Valley, who would you take into Cosmic Dark Dimension 6? Thinking Gore, Void Knight, Thanos, Endgame, Gladiator, and Photon. Well, if you look at the Cosmic picks for Dark Dimension, I like your picks. Thanos, yes, do that. Gore, Gladiator, do that. Void Knight, I think that's a great pick. Now, Photon, I'm thinking you're picking Photon because she's cheap. Now, she is a character that's still in the meta. I actually used her today in Cosmic Crucible, gotta win because of Photon. But if it was me, I probably would go Kang. A little bit more expensive, is gonna have an extra piece of gear other than Photon, but if you could spare that gear, I think Kang's gonna give you a lot more value than Photon. Kang I use every single day in Cosmic Crucible. Photon maybe once or twice a week in Cosmic Crucible. So I would go Kang, but Photon is a great choice as well. Either one, my friend, would be great. Good day, my brother. Hope all is well. I got two questions. First, did they greatly reduce the amount of gold in the battle pass? I haven't seen a great reduction of gold, but I know the devs did say with the strike pass and the battle pass, they're always tinkering with what is in there as far as gold, dark promos, gear, whatever, character shards. They're always tinkering with that to try to play with the value and find a sweet spot for the players that gives them the most value for their buck. So and obviously they don't want to just give stuff away to throw up the economy, so they're always playing with that. So you will see the values of the resources shift from time to time in the battle pass and strike pass. And the way I look at it, if it's a great value, I'm gonna get it. If not, I'm not gonna get it. I haven't bought one in a while, so ever since they switched the release cadence, I haven't bought one of those battle passes or strike passes. So yeah, if it's a good value for you and you like what you're getting, then cool. If not, then you don't have to always buy them. Secondly, is there any updates to when the red dot that shows up when you have a message will return? Thanks always, my brother. So when I first read this question, I thought you were talking about in-game where we had these red dots here, but when I read it again, I actually thought you meant with the chat here. So I normally have this off. So if we go to the Alliance chat here, we'll see that we have different sections here. These contacts, there used to be a red dot here when someone sent you a message. That is not there anymore. Totally forgot about that because usually I have this chat off, so I will ask the devs about that and hopefully have an answer for you very soon, my friend. Hey, Valley, I have 3 questions. First question, in my 4-piece Annihilator team with Old Man Logan, should I put Endgame Thanos next to Gladiator or Old Man Logan next to him? They both have level 5 passives. So if we go into the game and look at what Old Man Logan does, why you would want him next to Gladiator? Well, it's because of this line in his passive. On attack, he'll speed bar by self for 20%. And that is a great thing. That's a great justification to put him next to Gladiator. However, if you're talking about Arena, let's go down to Arena and take a look at Gladiator, because if you are in Arena, that's not gonna matter, because in Arena, while this character's health is above 50% or more, enemies cannot fill or reduce their speed bar for themselves, allies, or enemies. This does not apply to speed bar gain through normal means. So Old Man Logan, placing him next to Gladiator actually doesn't do too much. So the better choice is probably gonna be Endgame Thanos, especially in Arena. The reason for that is the first time character drops below 50% health, so you want him to get hit with his adjacent target attacks, clear all negative for himself and all Annihilator allies, reduce the duration of positive effects by 5 on all enemies, any positive effects, the duration of 0, inspires instantly, including safeguard, attacking all enemies 400% damage, piercing, or 400% piercing plus 30% drain, 1000% extra focus, unavoidable, cannot be blocked. So that is why you want endgame Thanos next to Gladiator, especially in Arena. Second question is, what do you think Cerebral's tag is going to be? Controller, Protector, Blaster? I'm assuming that you mean Professor X, that is scheduled to come out sometime next year. Obviously, the devs could go many different ways with how they want to get this character. I mean, I could see them making him a protector. I could see them making him a support character, healing everybody up. But if it was me, I would probably want him to be a controller, just the kit design. That's just where I would want. Obviously, they could go in many different directions with that. And how do I get into the data mine server? Thanks as usual, brother. So it's QuickDraw's data mine server, and I didn't realize that I wasn't following. So it's actually, if you go to the data mine channel on my server, it is following QuickDraw's server. And what I'll do is I'll put a link to his server there. I need to ask him if it's okay to link to his server, but I am following that. You can go to my server, the data mine channel, you see all the latest data mines. I didn't realize I wasn't following, so I just followed as I saw this question. So wasn't there previously, but it is going to be there now. And like I said, I'll ask QuickDraw if it's all right to put the link in and then let everybody go to his server. New player here. I have Extreme X-Men, Hivemind, and Spider Society. I can only invest in one team right now. Can you rank these teams, please? All right, so there is one team out of those that is needed in 2 raids. Other 2 are needed in 1, and that's the Spider Society. They're needed in both the Spotlight and Orchis raids. So just for that, I would go to Spider Society. They're actually very good in Crucible and good in War right now. They may not be as good once the rules change, that benefit the Spider-Verse characters, but yeah, very good right now in all game modes except for Arena. So Spider Society would be my first pick. Next pick would be, I'm not sure. Both Extreme X-Men are very good. Both the Hivemind is very good as well. If we look at the sections, the mutant section, if you're on one side, is the first section. If you're on the other side of the Orchis raids, it's the last section. And as far as the bio team, they're the 3rd section on one of the raids and the 5th section on the other. So I guess it depends on your lane. What I would do is whatever lane you're on, Orchis, or whatever raid you're doing, do the team that you're gonna face first. So if you're on the left side, that mutant team, I would go with them and then start to build up the Hivemind. But if you're on the left side, you're gonna have that Hivemind team first and Mutant's gonna be last. So I would just do whatever order you facing these teams in the raids. But Spider Society would be number 1, and then 2 and 3 can vary depending on what lane you're at with the raids. Hey, ValleyFlyin, I was wondering, what is your theory on who could be the next age character like Professor Xavier? Well, it would have to be a very strong character, and the strongest character that I think of that's not in the game yet, Galactus, also the Beyonder. But because Apocalypse is playable, Professor X is playable, I don't think Galactus would be one of those age characters just because of the size of that character, unless they make him like a shrunken down version like Dormammu. Don't think he's going to be in the game as a playable character. And hopefully down the road, they could figure out how to make him a boss that we could fight against, even if we can't play as him. But as far as who I would want, just popped off my head, I guess I would go for Sebastian Gilberti, aka Bastion. Yeah, so this is the bad guy in the X-Men animated 97 series. So that's who I would guess. If you have any guesses, you guys know the Marvel Universe a lot better than I do. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to be the next age character that we get in the game. Big thanks to everybody that left a question for the mailbag. And if you want to leave a question for one of these future mailbag videos, make sure you join the Discord server, go to the mailbag channel question there, and leave your question. And of course, the data mines are going to be there now, thanks to Brother QuickDraw. Hopefully you got some value from this video, and if you did, leave it a like. It is free for you. It tremendously helps the channel. And if you want to check out what are the trap characters that you should not over-invest in, you do need to invest in these characters, but you don't want to over-invest in these characters. Check out the video up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hug fist bump, ValleyFlyin out!